give a fuck if he was or is the bass player for Royce. I don't care. He out here sleeping in the tent next to me. Well, he got more than I do. If he did have it, he done smoked it up. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's lookies would be our Miss Chi Chi shades. They're on sale for $15. Our fingertip rings, all of them are on sale for $8. And our chuggy lippy, they are on sale for $10. I think all of our lippies are on sale for $10. Now, today we are going to talk about one of my most favorite groups, Royce. So the Unsung episode, it opened up in the 70s in South Central LA. The group Royce began with 3 young boys living on the same street, okay? They had decided that they wanted to do a band just as funky as Kool and the Gang. I don't know. That's get down, get wet, get down, get down. It's hard, man. Kool and the Gang, man. I don't even know if you can get close to that jungle boogie. That thing's so funky. I don't know, but that was Royce's goal, to be just as funky as Kool and the Gang. I don't know. The 3 young men's name that lived on the same street who originated Royce, the names were Henry Gardner, Freddie Dunn, and Kenny Copeland. Okay, by the time they got to Washington High, they was on a mission. This is what we want. We want a funky band with the same groove, the same precision as Kool and the Gang. And we're going to do whatever it is that we have to do to get this band. At Locke High School, they picked up Victor Nix and a bass player who was already a superhero, LeQuint Duke Job. LeQuint, by the time he was 16 years old, had already played with the Drifters, the Coasters, and James Brown. Do you know how much of a big deal that is for you to be in the background of the James Brownie? Additions were Michael Moore, percussionist Terry Santil, and guitarist Kenji Brown. The group was complete with 8. They named themselves Total Concept Unlimited. Their goal was to not get sucked up into the mindset that you have to have a lead singer to carry a band. The 3 originators said that we want to make the instruments the stars, not a lead singer. Their big break with Motown. The artist, Edwin Starr, was looking for a backup band. He had heard about Total Concept Unlimited, so he took himself down there to where the little boys practiced, or the young men practiced, okay, and was immediately smitten. Now that's a groove. Edwin Starr ran back to the Norman Whitfield and was like, excuse me, you got something special right there with these boys in South Central. You might want to check them out. Let me give you a little bit of backstory about Norman Whitfield, okay? When we read the Ray Noma Gordy Singleton book, okay, we found out that Ray Noma Gordy Singleton was responsible for getting Norman Whitfield into the Motown zhuzh, right? Because he used to just hang out front with all the rest of the people who just was looking for an opportunity to be a part of the music business back when Hitsville was just getting their self together. Okay. So Sugar Ray Noma Gordy Singleton had went to Barry and said, Barry, you might want to hire Norman. Okay. Barry was like, answer no. We already got one light skin, Smokey Robinson. We don't need two. Eventually, Barry Gordy caved and brung in Norman Whitfield. But the reason why he was even in the business was because of Barry Gordy's second wife. Speaking of Sugar Ray, that's Raynoma Gordy Singleton. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing it up was, from us reading the Bury Me in Motown book, that Barry played a lot of head games with her, picked her up and put her down, right? In one of the interims, she had not had any contact with Norman Whitfield, right? And she had said that her lone friend, or the young man who she brung into the fold, had gained so much weight that it was shocking to her. And I'm going to tell y'all, when I seen him in this episode of Unsung, I was like, who's that fat white boy? Who is that fat white boy with the jerry curl? I didn't even know who he was because he had gained so much weight. Come to find out later on, he passed from diabetes. And it is so hard to control your weight when you are struggling with diabetes. Anyway, the group was very excited to be working with Norman Whitfield because, as we know, when Norman Whitfield was with Motown, he made a lot of hits for a lot of acts there. Barry Gordy was trying to play hardball with Norman Whitfield. Norman Whitfield's like, I didn't created all these hits for you, and I want a portion. Barry Gordy, he sad. You can't play hardball with me, buddy. I don't do ultimatums at all. If you push me in a corner, I'm going to kick you in the face. I'm noticing in this Unsung episode, there are so many similarities to Barry Gordy and Norman Whitfield. Number one, they both like to seek out young, raw talent from the inner cities. And that's kind of predatory to me, guys. It's like if you don't know nothing, then you won't ask for nothing. As we know, Whitfield left Motown in 1974 and created his own label, Whitfield Records. He signed TCU and moved the young men into his Beverly Hills mansion. TCU was impressed. Now, like I said, I think that's the predatory part about producers who specifically go to inner city areas to pick up ignorant children. Not ignorant as in, goofy, can't, acclimate themselves into society. I mean, ignorant as in just does not know the business. Now Norman Whitfield is trying to express to them the importance of a lead singer. Okay, remember the guys were totally against having a lead singer because they wanted to let the instruments be the lead. So the guy Joe Harris from Undisputed Truth, smiling faces tell lies, had recommended to him a 17-year-old girl who is from Biloxi but moved to Florida and now has been shipped to Beverly Hills to sing lead for Royce. Norman Whitfield was impressed with her because he felt that she had a very unique voice. I would agree because it's like a raspy bird. So the young girl's name was Gwen Dickey, right? And I could already tell by the pictures that Norman Whitfield was smiling ear to ear because he could feel the Diana Ross inside of her, okay? And if it wasn't inside of her, he was going to shove it down her throat and then pull it out of her. So anyway, we know the band name is Total Control, Unlimited, Danger, Pay Attention. Nobody's talking about this. Unsung, TvOne, I love you. But y'all sometimes don't want to say bullshit for what it is. The name of the band currently is Total Control Unlimited or Total Concept Unlimited, something like that, right? Didn't matter because Norman Whitfield was going to change it anyway because, we got to do things just like the Barry Gordy, right? So he says to them, we're going to name the group Rose R-O-S-E, Royce, okay? Rose symbolized the softness of the girl, okay? Royce came from the car, Rolls Royce, an ultimate luxury ride. Very, very well suited, okay? Because once you sit back and get into the groove, it's a beautiful ride. But it was something fishy about him utilizing the name Rose. So remember, we talking about how Norman Whitfield is being very Berry Gordy-ish, all right? Now, Norman Whitfield is putting Rolls Royce through the not Motown machine. It's the Norman Whitfield machine. Now, Norman Whitfield then hired all these groomers and these costume designers to make sure that his band looks the best. He accomplished it, right? But dig this. Just like Berry Gordy had hired Bob Mackie to do Diana Ross gowns in Lady Sings the Blues, guess who's getting Bob Mackie gowns? Yes, the little girl, Gwen. Well, she's 17, so she is a little girl. But Gwen Dickey round here wearing Bob Mackie's. Okay, I'm 50 and I can't get one. Okay, I told you I'm going to get me a Bob Mackie something before I kick this bucket. Matter of fact, I think when they put me in the grave, I'm going to wear a Bob Mackie gown. Goals. And the same guys who did not want a lead singer at first are now embracing young Gwen because it just fit according to the guys. Next, Universal Studios contacted Whitfield and said, can you do a score for me for Car Wash? She said, oh, yes, I can do it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it, and we're going to bring in this new band that I'm working on to do it. Universal was like, I don't know. Rose Royce is creating the soundtrack for Car Wash. The Car Wash soundtrack made a bigger bang than the actual movie. The soundtrack was actually the reason for the movie's success. The soundtrack was so good that it kind of encouraged people to check out the movie. Like, this got to be a good movie for the soundtrack to be so good, child. I think that was one of the first movies my mama took me to go see when I was a little girl. You can't tell me nothing. Car Wash. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to tell you my favorite song off of the Car Wash soundtrack. It would definitely be Crying. Yeah. Oh, my God. Man, when I tell you that thing reaches in your soul and pulls out your heart, man. What is y'all's favorite song off of the Car Wash soundtrack? Got to be Crying. So here we are. We're creating the Car Wash soundtrack, right? And Norman Whitfield decides that he does not want Gwen to do all the leads on all the songs. A lot of those songs were instrumentals. And I think one or two of the songs were sang by the dude Kenny, okay? Kenny said he didn't even know he could sing, right? Sitting here in the studio, in this chair. Norman says, I think you got something waiting on you. Oh, baby, see things my way. Hey, remember when we was talking about how some movies you can just watch over and over again? Man, Car Wash is one of them, right? Shit, mainly because of the soundtrack. The dude, Kenny, he didn't even know that he could even sound like that. Norman Whitfield went to him and was like, hey, I think you got a nice voice. Maybe you should try this song. Now, that's hard because I'm like, wait a minute, that's a falsetto. Men just don't wake up and be like, like, high voice like that. But he did a great job. Now, at this point right now, he did not want to do any more lead singing because in his mind, that's too much work, okay? So imagine what the girl going through. She's singing most of the songs. So Norman is wearing her ass out, right? But at this point, Kenny is like, I'm good. Let me just play my instruments. I'm fine. Although I like the perks of being a lead singer, okay? Girl, we already know that the ladies was loving you while you were singing that song. Spending my time, wasting my dimes, talking till I'm black and blue. What can't you see? I wanna get next to you. Man, that's my joke right there. Who's providing commentary is the tour manager, right? I ain't gonna lie, that lady look like she got bad nerves, okay? She is like, it's crazy to me how these dudes are starting to have so much animosity towards this girl, okay? Because Kenny is saying his mind, well, shit, I didn't know I could sing like that. You know, I got a voice. What we need her for? What? First, y'all didn't even want a lead singer. Norman gave you a lead singer. Oh, I like the lead singer, okay? Then Norman says to Kenny, hey, look, can you sing? I don't know if I can sing. I don't know. You sing, you do a good job, but you're worn out. You love the perks of being a singer, but you'll stick to your trumpet, okay? Now, you to the point where you like, well, shit, I can sing. What we need Gwen for. What? After that, Norman pulled another Barry move, okay, and renamed Gwen Rose. You paying attention to what I say? The group name is Royce, okay? He changed the group name to Royce. Gwen's name is now Rose. Oh, the brothers got a problem with that. Wait a minute, hold on. This ain't her band, this our band. She just singing with us. That's when I said that was a great group. Because I believe when he changed the name to Royce, he knew that he was going to end up changing Gwen's name to Rose. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about that, huh? Y'all gonna make it think or make it look like it's just me that observed that Norman Whitfield didn't group the children. Okay. Just like Bird the Gordy had just sprung Diana Ross and the Supremes on the girls, Norman Whitfield just sprung Rose on the boys. Them niggas is heated. They mad. You done gooped us? Norman Whitfield? Yes. Norman Whitfield and Royce are enjoying the spoils of fame. Car Wash sold 2 million copies and earned a Grammy for Best Soundtrack in 1977. See, focus on that. Focus on that, brother. Don't focus on the bullshit. Now they on tour in 1976. They started out opening up for funk legends like Parliament and Bootsy. Okay, but by the time it was all over, they was headlining. Now, the second album, Norman Whitfield wants another winner because, you know, they always be like, okay, the first album was the bomb, but what about the second album? You gonna do good on the second album? Norman Whitfield is no dummy. He knows how to work it, because he done went to the school of Berta Gordy. Now, we talked about Ray Noma, Sugar Ray, earlier, right? Remember, Berta Gordy didn't know everything about the business. What he didn't know, he made sure that the woman that he married did know to help him learn, right? Norman Whitfield had a girlfriend named Billy. Billy was a songwriter. Her name was Billy Calvin. She had just wrote a song for Barbra Streisand. Barbra Streisand didn't want it. Norman Whitfield said, give it to me. I'm going to give it to Rose. I'm wishing on a star to follow where you are. I'm wishing on a dream to find out what it means. They winning, but guess who ain't winning? That goddamn 16-year-old prodigy dude. What's his name? Dookie. All right? Dookie been doing boogity sugary with the group's engineer the entire time. Dookie say that it wasn't one time that he went on stage without being high. Now, Gwen says to Norman, let's be fair. Why don't we give more songs to Kenny, since he the main one complaining that he got a voice out here that he didn't even know he had 2 years ago. Give him some songs. Norman straight out told her, baby, we don't need them. You the voice. You the new Diana. We don't need them. We can replace them with chopsticks. When troublemaking ass ran back and told the boys what Norman Whitfield said. I said, goddamn, girl. Don't you know this is going to be more problems for you, girl? They already don't like you. Now the boys want to look at the books. Oh, so we expendable? Let's look at the books. Let's look at the money. Let's make sure we getting all our money. Ooh. And then let me say this. What was throwing me off about the episode of Unsung, I was like, wait a minute. The girl from Biloxi through Florida, now in Beverly Hills, why the fuck does she sound like Idris Elba? What is that about? What is that? How does she sound like Idris Elba? Hold tight. Now we on the third album. It sold 500,000 copies. You've abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Oh, that girl, man. That girl voice is man. We on the fourth album, okay? And it had no big hits on it. We got problems now. Gwen, she done already made up in her mind, I am done with these ninjas. Matter of fact, fuck this group. I quit this group. Goodbye, toodles. I don't want to be bothered with y'all no more because the group has misplaced anger towards Gwen. Norman Whitfield posted a $10,000 reward for her, okay, because she's gone. She said that she was hiding in plain sight. After a few weeks, Gwen bumped into Henry and Duke. Henry and Duke took her straight to Norman Whitfield. I wonder if they got the $10,000 award. They took her to Norman, okay? She reiterated, Norman, I don't want to be bothered with the that brought me here, this group, or you. No more. I'm done. She eventually went back to Florida, then moved to London for 3 years, lunching. She said she was just there trying to get her head together, trying to figure out whether she was Rose or Gwen. The men tell a different story of how Gwen separated from the group. They said that they was over there at Warner Brothers, right, trying to negotiate a new deal, right? Everybody in the band was supposed to show up that day. Gwen did not show up. They said that while they were in the meeting, wondering where Gwen was, they received a call from Gwen's manager saying that the only way that she would be there to sign the contract with Warner Brothers is if she got 50% of whatever earnings the group made. So that means that the band had to separate the other 50% between 8 people. What? And one of the originating members, Kenny, said that no, you tell that bitch no. Answer no. Tell her no. No. Eventually, Royce hired Richie Benson, who was from the same area of South Central where the band members were from. In 1980, the money was drying up. Like Barry, Whitfield controlled all facets of the group. He was the producer and the manager, having sole control over the group and the money. So what they did was they went and found that dude, Jerry Heller. Remember Jerry Heller? The dude that Ice Cube cannot stand. Ice Cube says that basically Jerry Heller was responsible for the breakup of NWA. They got Jerry Heller, right? Jerry Heller went up there to Norman Whitfield and said, look, I'm representing Royce now. They want their money, right? Norman Whitfield thought that he was going to be, I guess using that Berry Gordy push, but baby, he ain't had that Berry Gordy power. The tour manager explained that they had already spent so much money on tour. Whatever it is that they wanted, here you go, this is it, right? But they not knowing or paying attention to the fact that these aren't actually gifts. You're paying for these things. If you go to your boss and say, hey, boss, I want a new Cadillac, and then your boss gives you a new Cadillac, nothing in your mind is saying, why would this guy just give me a Cadillac for nothing? The best way for me to describe the music business, according to Etta James' book, Race to Survive, she explained that Chuck Berry told her how to conceptualize the whole music business zhuzh, right? You have to think about it. These music labels are banks and they are loaning you money. You pay them back with touring, music, and memorabilia. That's how you look at it. Once the money is gone, it's gone. That's how you pay them back. So in that way, you don't feel so ganked. Rolls Royce eventually sued Warner Brothers, and Norman Whitfield, just like Berry Gordy, got sued by all the people who once looked at him as a father figure, because the members of Rolls Royce said that they felt bad about suing Norman because they looked at Norman as a father, but at the same time, where's my money? He at the part now where Rolls Royce is dry. Okay, ain't nobody calling them, asking them to do no shows because they in that limbo part, like you don't have any hits, right? But you're not in demand for that like retro type tour. Also, what's going on in this time during like the early mid 80s is that the dude Dookie, remember I told you Dookie, him and the engineer was high every night on stage playing off the boogity sugary. Oh, we got some problems, okay? What happened was the group Rolls Royce had to tour overseas. Dookie couldn't go. Dookie ain't making no money. The band said that it hurt them to let one of the originals falter, but it was nothing that they could do. Dookie said he ended up on Skid Row. I mean, there in the trenches, because people knew that he was the bass player for Rolls Royce. It wasn't safe for him out there. You had people out there that was trying to get him. I'm saying to myself, why are they trying to get you, brother? You out there on the streets just like them. I don't give a fuck if he was or is the bass player for Rolls Royce. I don't care. He out here sleeping in a tent next to me. Well, he got more than I do. If he did have it, he didn't smoke it up. Whatever it was that he did get from Rolls Royce, it's up in the sky in a puff of smoke now. Eventually, Dookie went to jail for 4 years for drug possession. That probably was the thing that changed his life. In 2007, Norman Whitfield is struggling with terminal diabetes. Gwen called the hospital, okay? She said when Norman picked up the phone, he was like, Gwen, baby, hey, baby. He just had lovingness for her. Dookie went to his hospital room. Child, he dying. You hear me? I mean, dying from diabetes. And this goddamn Dookie, now he admits that he was still in the struggle, right? But Dookie went to him, and his last words to Norman Whitfield was, where the fuck is my money, Norman? Now, Whitfield died September 16th, 2008. The percussionist Santel quit when they hired Jerry Heller. He continued to play for Janet Jackson and Elton John. Now that's a big deal, okay? He must ain't like that ninja Jerry Heller. He must have knew what the Ice Cube knew. We got covers coming in now, okay? So because we got Mary J singing, I'm going down, I'm going down, since you ain't around, baby. I don't know how Mary J was able to successfully do that, because Mary J's voice and Gwen's voice is so different. Like, I don't want to say Mary J's singing type, but it's definitely not on the level of Gwen. But Mary J successfully covered it. And now people are starting to call Rolls Royce, asking them to go back on like a retro tour. They ready. They was on tour with 4 of the original members. Okay, we don't know what happened to the rest of them. We know Dookie is somewhere in the corner effed up, right? He says he's getting himself back together as of the Unsung episode. Rolls Royce is very lucky to be able to still tour using their name. Do you know how many groups that cannot use their name, and it was their name? And on top of that, remember, Rolls Royce was first, Total Control Unlimited, or Total, I don't know, Unlimited, TCU, okay? That was the name of their band. Norman Whitfield changed it to Rolls Royce. So the fact that they're still able to tour using a name that they did not come up with is fantastic. Like right now, Morris Day, he was born with that name. That's his name. His mammy and his pappy named him that name. He can't even use that name because it's tied up in the Prince estate. Oh my gosh. That's how he makes his money. So he can't do anything under Morris Day. Nigga, what? The Jackson 5. Bernie Gordy, you know that's a very vindictive man. And if you don't do what he say do, you can't have your name. So there was no more Jackson 5. Now you have the Jacksons. We got Royce, the original 4 members, and some other people, okay, plus the girl, I forget her name, from South Central, who they recruited with them to sing with them while they was on these tours. When Dickie is living in London still, trying to get herself together. I mean, she done perfected the Idris Elba accent. All right, she might as well stay there. She's singing Royce songs over there in London, right? Still making her little piece of change as a solo artist. So by the end of the episode, Gwen Dickie is like, I ain't mad no more, and they shouldn't be mad at me. I don't know if we gonna see each other and kiss each other in the mouth no more, but as of right now, I'm good with them niggas. Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves, and you babies, have a good one. Now I think I know which way's up.